GarageBand for iOS is a free digital audio workstation for iPhone and iPad. In this video, we'll cover how to use the mixing tools to mix tracks with tools like volume, panning, and more. Before checking out this video, make sure to check out the rest of the GarageBand iOS tutorial series to learn how to create tracks that we're mixing. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get notified about all the rest of our GarageBand iOS tutorials and to learn more about home recording. One of the most important parts of the audio production process is to make sure our tracks are balanced and sound good in the mix together once they're recorded. This is done with a variety of different tools such as the volume level, panning, compression, and equalization. These are our standard mixing tools that are available on every digital audio workstation. Like every other digital audio workstation, GarageBand iOS also features these options for every track. To access these mixing tools, switch to the track view at the top. Then, select the track that you want to add it to. Press the mixer button in the top left to the left of the effects button. This will bring up the track mixer options. This must be done separately for every track that we'll be adjusting. There's no global mixer view in GarageBand iOS. The first option at the top is for the track settings. This usually gives us options for recording preferences and quantization if we're using MIDI. This is something that we've covered in the previous videos and is not something that we really need to get into in the mixing process. Below that, we get the output controls, and the track volume sets the track balance as far as the level compared to all the other tracks. We can move that slider to the left to turn the track volume down, or to the right to turn the track volume up. Below that, we have the track panning. This sets the track position in stereo space from left to right. The default is center, and we can move that slider left to right to move the position from left to right in the stereo field. Below that, we have the mute button on the left and the solo button on the right. The main effects and processing that we'll add on every track that we're mixing will be compression and equalization. We can see there's a little power button on the left-hand side for each of these effects to turn them on. Compression is used to set the dynamics of a track. This involves manipulating the level of the track based on the timing and intensity of the volume changes and can make a sound more level or punchier. The compressor in GarageBand iOS is fairly basic. We get controls for threshold, ratio, attack, gain, and mix percentage. The threshold sets the level that the compressor activates at. If the level of the audio track is below the threshold, no compression will be applied. Above this, the volume of the audio will be reduced based on the ratio amount. A higher ratio will reduce the volume above the threshold closer to the threshold, and a lower ratio will reduce it less. For example, if we have a volume level that's 10 decibels above the threshold and we're using a 2:1 ratio, it will change the volume to be 5 decibels above the threshold. However, if we increase our ratio to 5:1, and then the volume changes only to 2 decibels above the threshold. The attack sets the onset time that the compressor takes after the threshold is reached. Unlike other compressors, there's no control for release timing, which sets the timing that the compressor turns off after the level drops back down below the threshold. The gain is used to increase the volume or decrease the volume of the output from the compressor. The mix percentage is set to 100% wet, which just means that the processed signal will be sent to the output. The visual EQ tool is used to set the level of different frequencies within the track. This is a 3-band equalizer. We can see there's an orange band on the left for bass, green band in the center for mid, and purple band on the right for treble. To adjust the equalization, all we must do is drag each of these bands to our desired frequency, left or right, then drag them up or down to either boost those frequencies or cut those frequencies. The bass and treble work as a high or low shelf, and the mid acts as a regular band. Unlike some other equalizers, there's no control for the Q, which is the width of these bands around their frequency. Between the volume level, panning, compressor, and visual EQ tools in GarageBand iOS, we do get lots of tools to be able to mix our songs and get a good balance for our overall song. Though the controls are not as detailed as some full digital audio workstations that we may use on a computer, they are quite good for a portable digital audio workstation like this app. In the next video, we'll go over how to use some additional effects in GarageBand iOS, as well as how to add those to the track as they're not listed by default. Thanks for checking out this video on mixing audio in GarageBand iOS. If this video helped you out, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also check the video description for links to social media accounts to stay up to date on all our new content.